Another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paper Guy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
You know, at some point my voice is going to get stuck up there. Other!
Oh, that'd be great. Well, I don't know if it'd be great now.
Probably not. This is BOLO Saturday. We tell you some things to be on the lookout for out there, what things sold for, and all that kind of stuff. And take it away. That was really, really professional, by the way.
Yeah, great. Well, this is from the Gene Autry collection. It's a limited edition cookie jar, and when I bought this, I looked up comps, and people were asking $500, $600, $700 for them. And there's a few on eBay. I had it up for a few months, and I took $300. You know, I didn't pay that much for it. It was part of a deal. The sad part is I'm scared to pack it and ship it out. I did insure it. Hopefully, it gets there in one piece. You know,
I would box within a box.
Oh yeah,
would definitely do that.
For the pack, I wrote down triple bubble and double box. Yeah.
What year is that from, roughly?
I think 80s or 90s. So maybe
okay.
80s. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we know that Western is not hot anymore whatsoever.
Let's see. So there's 1,000 made. Oh, 95.
95, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so
I mean, we know Westerns are not hot to start with, but that's still, I mean, $365. Good. Yeah, good.
Can't argue with that.
No, not at all.
The next one is, what's garbage worth? Well, this might shock you. Garbage Environment Magazine, first issue, 1989.
Oh, wow.
We got $30 for this one, and I can't believe I even put that high price on it. But yeah, we got it.
Well,
it's a number one issue.
Yep. That's what I was going to say. We do talk about that all the time.
It's probably a low production magazine,
Yep.
but it's one of those things. If you see something like this, it's oddball or it's a number one issue, you can get it for $1 or $2. Why not take a chance?
Yeah, and I'm sure it's a trade magazine. I'm fairly sure that it is, because pretty sure not a lot of people went to, I'm going on a long trip. Let me see. Time, Sports Illustrated. Oh, garbage magazine.
Yeah. The cover's so enticing.
How do I not read that for
garbage?
6 hours?
Yeah, it's great. Crazy. All right, next up, Andy Williams. You've got a friend, 33 RPM record. This is a promo, so if you see this sticker out there, I would grab them because it's normally maybe $1 to $5 on eBay, but we end up getting, I think, $18 for this.
So that sticker, can you highlight that sticker again real quick?
So anytime you see that on the 30, no matter what the title is, if you can get it for a quarter, 50 cents, $1, I would jump on it because you're going to ask $10 or more on it.
Is that because people collect it, like completists?
Yeah.
Okay.
People do collect just promos, sure. And they're more rare, or they're DJ copies or radio station copies. So, sometimes there might be an extra song or a certain different mix of a song because they played it on a radio a certain way. So definitely look out for those.
Wow. Nice.
All right, and I got to have my Victorian trade cards because they're always selling for like $15, $20. I mean, look at this. How could you not like that? It's is it Sopine, Rhode Island chicken eggs?
You sound like you must have watched my Whatnot, because I was excited. I go, I don't know if it's Sopine or Sopine, and I think I said exactly the same thing.
Chicken eggs. Who wouldn't want that? So, but I think I went for close to $20. But
how long did it take to sell?
Let's see. 1981 is when I listed it. If I'm going
81.
If I'm going by your methods,
exactly. Might have been 1881.
Probably a couple years.
1881. You listed it when it was new.
Exactly. Next up, Hot Wheels Super Van, unopened. This was part of that big deal. If you look at the packaging, it's pretty rough, but still got.
Yeah, but it's still. Let me ask you a question. Go back into packaging.
Yep.
It's a little rough, but it still has its hang tag.
Yeah.
Does that help?
It is unpunched. It's probably a little more desirable. That's more complete. Corners a little rough. But again, if it's loose and mint without the packaging, it's probably a $40 car. Mint, it's probably closer to $100, but still. Who's going to argue with $50 on that? But again, you might see that at a garage sale. The owner thinks it's garbage because the package is messed up and throw $3 on it or whatever.
Right.
So definitely look
Hopefully
out for
not
that.
Hopefully when they put the $3 tag on it, they do it on the blister and not on the card itself.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Micro Machines. This is a vintage one from 1988. Deluxe 2 collection, one for $45, and it looks like we got some cars and trucks there. Let's see. Yeah.
How do those sell loose?
I think certain ones are decent. Any of the early ones from the 80s and 90s are good, loose or not loose, I think.
The only reason I'm asking is those have to be a nightmare because they're so small.
Well, what's what? I mean, it's hard to even know what half the stuff is, But, very cool. But we got a bunch of that, and they're selling $25 minimum for stuff like that unopened.
Right.
So.
Wow.
Next up, I don't know if we had these on before, but the pocket cars are still selling. Here's another one that's got many creases on it. The bubbles, or the things punched. Stickers on it, $54.
And it's got 6 bids.
Yeah. The Porsche Turbo,
too,
the exotic cars always sell, but still, can't argue with that. Didn't pay that much for it, and if you see them out there, I'm sure you can pay a lot less than $54.
I would think so. Yes, I would think so.
Definitely.
Alrighty, I will take it off. Simsalabim.
Nice. Catchy.
Chicago stage bill, March 17, 1941. Dante the Magician, Harry Jansen. Put it up for auction, got $28 for it. I was happy with that over there. Did a little bit of research. Turns out he is one of the more famous magicians from around the 1930s, 40s. I had half a mind to take it and list it in the magic section, because there's a magician section. I did not do so. I listed it in the playbill section or the theater section, only because I had a big pile of other ones.
Okay.
And it sold. I don't know if it would have sold more in the magic section or not. But when you do find old magic items, things, they do sell for sure. So
yeah, I mean his 1980 rookie's like thousands of dollars now.
Simcelabims?
No, Magic Johnson.
Simcelabims is good too.
It would be worth a lot.
Next up, Standard Bred Horse Sales Company 1959 auction catalog, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, 2 volumes. I took a $15 offer on it. It's been listed for a little while.
No, I see that. Yeah, wow.
2011. They bought this, and they bought another pair of 2 for $15 also. So they paid $30 on the 2 pair plus shipping. The thing about this, though, the reason I wanted to bring this up, now this has been sitting there since 2011. Probably not the hottest item.
No.
I would say. I just listed yesterday a auction catalog for a dispersal of a cow and horse farm. Next day, I get an offer on 2 different horse items like this.
I see a pattern.
It definitely, you list into items that you have others of, you will get traffic. I mean, I can't obviously 100% prove, but come on. When I list something yesterday, the next day something sells after 11 years. I'm sure it probably showed up in seller has other items like this, and one of those showed up or something. That's kind of what long tail is. A lot of people don't like to do long tail because they don't want to hold on to something like this for 11 years. I don't like to hold on to it for 11 years. That being said, I made money years ago when I first bought this lot, and I made a little money today. It's taken a few years to sell between, but I finally sold something Hermes.
Oh, nice.
Scarf catalog, how to wear, 1986 fashion, $34. Now, this was one of those things when I listed it, I did, and I know you would have told me to check with eBay, but I did a lot of searching just to make sure that things like this were on, because things like this scare me, because I could see this being a Vero kind of thing, even though why would a catalog be Veroed? But I could see that title being Veroed. So always make sure you do some research before you're listing things like this, a lot of the exclusive type brands. Now, this was fine to list, and it sold, and I was happy with that. But I was, cautious, I guess would be the right way to put it. Because you absolutely never know.
Well, and even if there was 100 of these on there and they weren't kicked off, you don't know. There could be 500 kicked off. So it's still better to check with them just in case. And say, because everyone else is doing it, it's okay. It's not always the case.
That is very true. The next item I have up over here, Dungeons & Dragons D&D, number 2001 TSR 1978 second edition rules book. I took a $48 offer on it. Buy old D&D when you see it out there. However, if you don't, my advice would be if you don't know D&D stuff, this is one of those things that I just call it stupid buys. I paid $1, $2 for it.
Can't go wrong.
Any idiot.
Anything right.
Even I figured out that at that price. Now, if they had it priced at $25, it still would have been an okay deal. But I don't know enough about the stuff to buy it, so I would walk by it at that point and let somebody else buy it who knows the stuff. Because I don't want, especially if they have a pile of stuff like this and they want $25 a piece. I'm not going to stand there going through my phone 35 different to pick the 3 really good ones out of there. But just kind of have in the back of your mind various things like D&D. If it says Dungeons and Dragons and it's going for $1 or $2, it's probably a good deal. And the things are out there, but not that often, because that is something other that a lot of people collect, and B, a lot of people know are good. I just happened to get lucky on this one.
It's about time.
Exactly. Next item, the Liberal Freemason magazine, July 1877, Anti-Masonry, Wendell T. Davis, Asbestos. I believe there's an asbestos ad in there.
It's loaded.
Paid, well, I didn't pay very much for it. I was at the Allentown Paper Show, and a gentleman had a box of magazines at $3 a piece, and this was in there, so he wanted $3 on it. And I said, make me a deal on the whole box. And he said, yeah. And I think I paid him $50 or $75 for the whole box. I think I paid him $50 for the whole box, like 28 magazines or something other like that. The downside, a whole box of magazines was heavy. The upside, I made my money out of one. And sometimes you just find things like this out there. I find myself now specializing or getting to be more of a specialist in the 1800s magazines. A lot of people don't want to deal with stuff like this because they're not easy to list, and research on them is difficult. I did not find a lot about this publication. I had no price point, so I threw $68 on it, and obviously it was a fair price.
Yeah. How long did it take to sell?
A month.
Oh, not too
Something
bad.
like that.
That's good. That's what you want.
And the next item took about 20 minutes to sell. The Photo Drama of Creation, 1914, Part 1, Jehovah's Witnesses IBSA Watchtower. It's got some damage right there along the top, and it's got those pictures inside of it. Now, I did some research, and there is a hardcover version of this that goes for about $80. There's Part 2 sold for, I don't know, $250, $300, something like that. So I put it up for $224. Guy made me a $200 offer on it, but then he couldn't buy it because he had also put a bid in on it. And he said, oh, geez, I really want it. So then he made me a $400 offer on it. Now, given that I knew Part 2 had sold for like $280, $300, I'm happy to take the $400 on it because I picked this up at Springfield for $1. And I almost didn't buy it. I just kind of looked at it and I go, well, it's got a lot of neat pictures.
Well, it doesn't say Jehovah on the cover, does it?
No.
So how'd you know?
Just the IBSA, International Bible Students Association. But I didn't even know that at the time. I just said, for $1, I should be able to move that for $10 to $15, I would think. In my head, I was thinking it was a $10 to $15 item.
Yeah, wow.
Happy to get $400 out of it. It basically paid for just about everything I bought at that flea market.
Nice.
On one item alone, so cannot argue with that. But there's your BOLO for today. Jehovah's Witness stuff, very early stuff, is very, very hot. Will sell all the time, so pick it up when you see it out there. And if you see that book right there, it's a $400 book. You might even be able to get a little more out of it. Hopefully that helps you a little bit. Do hit the like button, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.